Hello, I'm Elgato, and this is Store Sunday, the sometimes released series around my channel where I show Minecraft store content that is particularly interesting and worth perhaps a look, or even better, worth your Minecraft coins. And speaking of Minecraft coins, today I'm going to be doing a huge giveaway for Minecraft coins. I'm going to be giving away 5,000 of them, and not just one set of 5,000, 5 times 5,000 Minecraft coins, 25,000 coins in total. These were given to me by Minecraft just to give away however I saw fit, and I figured rather than doing the thing that every other gaming YouTuber does, where it's like, okay, make sure you like the video, smash the like button, like the smash button, subscribe, turn on notifications again, turn them on a third time, make sure you get your mother subscribed, make sure she has notifications, make sure that you call up your credit card company, tell them to subscribe to IBX Toycat, and then you get one entry in the contest. Rather than doing any of that stuff that people usually do, I figured why not just do a nice wholesome contest. So rather than breaching any YouTube rules, which I think every giveaway might do, instead on Twitter I posted a picture of a giraffe yesterday. All you have to do is respond to that picture of a giraffe with a giraffe fact. The only rule is that you can't copy a giraffe fact someone else has already used, and your giraffe fact must be true. If your giraffe fact is not true, your contest entry will not be valid. I'll be giving away 5 times 5,000 coins to people with just interesting giraffe facts in the next week or so. But yeah, if you want to buy this map, you can do so with those 5,000 coins. And the best bit is you'd have over 4,000 of them left over, because this is, this map, Super Dreamland by Pixels and Blocks, is one of the most, I guess, value maps I think I've seen in quite some time. And that's why I figured I would show it off on Source Sunday, because it's not just an interesting, like, okay, so it's got some value. It's also a really interesting idea for a map too that I liked a lot of things about. And the first thing I liked about this map, you'll see as I spawn into this area, is the fact that it's got a fun resource pack installed, which not only has a bunch of weapons, like this one right here, the Ancient Hammer, but also has a large heads behavior pack installed, which basically means you can use this not only as a map, which, it's kind of fun as by itself, but also as a resource pack. And it's not just a map and a resource pack, which would always, it's already kind of good, like, oh, you get a map, you get a resource pack. A lot of maps do that these days. It's a map, it's a resource pack, it's a texture pack. Again, you can see this is not the default Minecraft textures, and it's also, on top of all of that, a skin pack. That's right, I don't think it's a particularly great skin pack, but, skin packs have sold for thousands that aren't particularly great, but you do get 5 Super Dreamland skins that look like this. So, do you want to look like this? Then you get that for free with all of the other things, which I think is great. I think on the value front, this map is doing amazingly, and it's also a really promising concept for a map, because it's parkour slash combat slash a little bit of like RPG combined into one. Again, I really kind of fell in love with the concept, and that's why I wanted to give it a little bit of a review in today's series. So, I've kind of blown all the, kind of like key parts about it. It does all of that plus all of this. It's a fun parkour map with lots of different areas and like intense themes going on. It also, by the way, this behavior pack also adds music to the game, which I think really makes for a fun map. And yeah, I could sing the praises of it all day, but today's series isn't just about that, although it is going to be a lot of that. It's also about the criticisms and what could be done better, and also whether it is going to be worth some of those 5,000 coins that you might just win from the giveaway. And if you don't, because here's the thing most YouTubers won't tell you, statistically you're not most likely to win any given giveaway, because 5 people get them, and how many people are going to leave giraffe facts? Probably like, I don't know, like 50, maybe 100, maybe 500, but there is still a decent chance of getting it. But if you do have to spend your own money on this regardless, is it going to be worth that? And I think the answer might interest you to that question. So yeah, let's talk about the fact that, like I said, it's a parkour RPG, parkour combat-based map with a bit of an RPG built in, and you can see the RPG once you get out of any cave, because there is this big open world you slowly wander around. It actually does feel like the people creating it wanted to have a little bit of like a unique video gamey kind of feel, because it's not just that it's got towns you can wander around. Every Minecraft map does something with towns, but it's that it has like this weird kind of progression feeling system where you can pick your own starting axe if you want to. I'm going to pick this one right here. As you can see, I can be red if I want to. I don't want the leather armor though, because I've got gold armor on right now, but then I can also get a red axe to start with, and then you can see the progression of all of the axes in the game. There's the IF the Evoker, there's the Soul Stealer, there's the Old Reliable, there's all these different axes, which seem to end up with a very best one at the top. Again, there's a tier list for axes, which is a really cool thing. I haven't seen any other map do, where there's like all these different unique weapons, because again, another interesting part about this map is that it has such a unique weapon system. Most Minecraft maps really struggle adding anything, unique to combat, because once you get the diamond sword with the good enchantments, it's kind of over. You slay everything instantly, but this map kind of skirts around that. Also, interestingly enough, the same behavior pack that adds all these different things adds these super fast, like, polar bear robot things. I'm not sure if it's a polar bear or if it's a robot. Maybe it's a robot polar bear, like I said. But yeah, these will allow you to get around the map really quickly if you want. Also, one of the things I think is great about it is the sound design. So You can hopefully in the background quite well that there is, dungeon music for certain dungeons, but there's also really good sounds added for certain things, like that checkpoint, which is some form of magic redstone, and, like for, fighting stuff. So yeah, a big fan of the way the resource pack handles, big fan of the way they took stuff like skeletons and used them, to make like these large, kind of ridiculously sized heads, and I'm also a big fan of the way this map is put together. Two of my favorite things in Minecraft are the kind of like exploratory aspect, as well as parkour. I think parkour is a fun, kind of rewarding activity. It's one of the more complex things you can do with the base mechanics in Minecraft, and to see a map use this to do something kind of fun. Also, you can see it's like a miniature boss fight going on because all of the skeletons seem to be throwing llama spit at each other. I'm not sure what it's meant to be, but still, you can see how we got like a miniature boss fight involved, because once we kill all of these zombies and these skeletons that fire llama spit, we'll be able to get ourselves that magical chest over there. And one of the unfortunate flaws is the fact that you don't actually need to kill the zombies to get it. You can just kind of get the thing regardless, and then as soon as you're done with the dungeon, although there's no set definition of done, you can just hit this button over here and you'll leave. So even though there's like a big boss fight that I probably wouldn't have won if I'd have stayed in there, I can still get out of it. And that's one of the first criticisms I'd say, because overall I can say so many good things. I can say the map is amazing in its scope. Unlike most maps where it's like super short, this map is actually quite big. It's amazing in the amount of detail it adds. For like all those, I think it's 25 different hammers. That sounds pretty amazing to me. It's amazing with all the little fun things it does, and the fact that it provides so much great value is wonderful in my opinion. Okay, so we got another dungeon here. Make sure we don't fall off here. But a few of the things it doesn't do so great is I don't think it was perfectly curated. I think they went into it thinking, okay, so we're going to have like 30 dungeons, which again, seems like great value on the surface, but they don't all necessarily behave in the right way. Maybe what it might just be is like, maybe I'm like too much of a speedrunner, I like just racing through things, but the fact that beating enemies is not necessary, and in fact, it's kind of the opposite. If you beat an enemy, they'll probably respawn. There are mob spawners all over the place, which only work when certain mobs have died, it seems, which means the best option is just to run through the entire thing, which again, maybe it's parkour map, maybe this is the pure intention, but it still leaves me the feeling of like, why did I just do that dungeon? Like, did I need to fight any of the monsters I just fought? And usually the answer to that question is kind of a big no. So yeah, I'd overall give it like, oh, by the way, here's a checkpoint just for entering a new area. So you can see, I've done the first 2 dungeons, it's unlocked the next one, and then from this area, you can see another village, another chance to unwind. There's the first opportunity to see another point of value. There's a multiplayer challenge battle arena. You can play with friends. You can play it by yourself, I believe. But the fact that it already has that involved. And then there's the fact that there's even more dungeons we can get ourselves on board with. Also, this is just a house, I think. But there's even more dungeons we can get on board with, because every single area, of course, has its new set of dungeons to unlock and to do. You can see how once we've done enough, we can go through here. But for now, we've got to go and we've got to unlock some more of stuff going on. So let's go this way. Let's find ourselves the next area, which is actually going to be our first boss fight. So again, this is what I love about the map. After it feels a bit stale of like, okay, so we're doing similar parkour in caves, it's like, oh yeah, but guess what? Now you're fighting a giant frog in Minecraft. Why are you fighting a giant frog in Minecraft? I'm honestly not entirely sure what the deal with that is. If I had to give you a good reason, I'd just say like, I'm not sure. I guess there probably is one, right? But no, we're just fighting a giant frog. We have speed for some reason, and the frog is flying slime balls, or snowballs, which are like acting like slime balls. Yeah, snowballs which are looking like slime balls, but it's a super interesting boss fight that you don't usually see most maps do. Most maps are just like, here's a big wither skeleton, it has more health than normal, okay, I hope that's good enough for a boss fight, whereas this is a unique little frog mob. I need to go get some like armor or something for this, or not armor even, just food, which is lying around the village. But the fact that there is an interesting boss fight here says a lot about stuff. The fact that it has these checkpoints that don't just feel like it's, choosing the Minecraft bed system like some maps do, but it feels like it's a unique mechanic that's actually crafted for that. That is really interesting in my opinion. I like a lot of what this map did to make itself, interesting and different, and I think there is a lot of praise you can give all over the place. Never give most of that praise, but if I had to give downsides, it'd be that like, okay, so all of the bosses in the game, I'll show you one, at some point on screen, that looks like it's a, like a giant snake. It's really just a slime, so hitting it is impossible. The hitbox doesn't line up well, and the boss fight isn't particularly challenging. This one only is because it's annoying. You're being slammed non-stop. There's a lot of really great concepts, a lot of great ambition in this game. You can see it just non-stop all over the place. But as far as the execution, it isn't perfect. This map, although I'd love to say this is this map has all the things that you'd want in an ideal map. It's like the full package of like, okay, so it's great value. They're not just trying to charge as much as they think they can get away with. It's like, they figured like, okay, we feel like we're worth this amount, and in fact, I would say they're worth more than the amount they charge, which is it's a good front. Like getting lots and lots of things for the money. That's always a good start to any map review, right? But then on top of that, they have an interesting concept, which they decide to develop on, not just make a really pretty thumbnail. Like, again, it seems like if you wanted to, because most people can't download demos for maps. They can't watch videos like this for maps. They just have to kind of buy based on the title and, you know, thumbnail alone almost. It's almost like, you know, YouTube clickbait, but, you know, you have to literally buy the videos. It's the same thing with Minecraft Marketplace maps right now. Despite that, they put a lot of effort into the map itself, and you can see the effort all over the place with this, you know, this weapon system with everything else. You can see where it falls flat. You can see where, like, you know, they clearly had the idea that you just feel compelled to kill every monster, even without a good reason to. I'm gonna die if I'm not careful. You just feel compelled to, like, go kill every monster, even if you don't need to. Obviously, the only ones you actually have to kill, though, are the bosses, and I'm gonna die. So we're gonna hide over here. We're gonna try and get the frog to come out and get me, because he does need to have a direct line of sight to attack you, and he knows that, so he'll eventually come over here. Or he'll just annoyingly sit in the corner. Let's get him over to me. I'm over here. Wanna fire some slime balls at me? Hey, it looks like he does. So, yeah, basically, I think, there's so many praises you can sing about the map, but it does have its own downsides. It's not the perfect map. It's not my ideal Minecraft Marketplace map, because, you know, the ideal Minecraft Marketplace map would, you know, maybe be, you know, something that you could, you know, like, play endlessly as opposed to one linear playthrough. That'd be a great way to, you know, extend the thing, because most people can't just be like, I'm going to drop $4 on this, and maybe it's great, maybe it's not. You kind of need to know this is something great that I will be able to play over and over again with friends. That's not what this map provides. It is, however, a really interesting experience for the first time. If you want to play for something in solo that does then give you a new text pack to play through later, which then does give you a new resource pack, which has like a really fun raw attached. I'm gonna get destroyed by this frog. But yeah, the fact that, oh man. Okay, so we're gonna hide in the corner. Oh, we actually died. So you can see, we're over. The slog got me, as it's apparently called. But yeah, this is a really interesting map on a lot of different levels, I would say. It's a really interesting map in so many different ways, but it's not the perfect map because it does have flaws. It does have repetitive gameplay. It does have issues with, you know, like the fact that you don't need to really play the map to beat the map. And also, this is just an annoying boss. You know, can we get that out of the way? Like because because it's still just a Minecraft, you know, add-on using basic Minecraft behaviors. It doesn't have all the things that it necessarily needs. Although we did beat the boss. Oh, look how nice that is. Now we get bows, we get arrows, we get a brand new weapon, and you can kind of see how the game progresses. It's a boss fight, you know, kind of like a boss rush with a bunch of parkour and adventuring stuff built into that. And personally, I think that's great. I think that is a really wonderful thing that you can't sing the virtues of enough. Also, let me just show you, now we've beaten the frog, we unlock a whole new area of the map, and that's kind of how the entire game/level works. It's about doing some dungeons so you're strong enough to fight the boss, so you can unlock the next area, so you can fight the boss, so you can unlock the next area, and it looks like it goes all the way till you get to the evil castle at the end. I love the concept. I love the way this map was put together. I really want to see more maps like this. I love that, you know, there are a lot of developers on the map marketplace that do care, because I've got, you know, after a bad patch of maps that looked like no one even looked at them, you know, like, you can literally tell because some of them spawned you in areas that weren't playable, that no one had looked at the map before it came out. It was just, oh, this map has a pretty thumbnail, I'm sure it will sell copies regardless. That is something that puts me off the marketplace. Things that put me back onto it that make me think this can be great is seeing maps like this that take, you know, clearly multiple people a lot of time together, but to craft something that's a unique experience. And that's something I think is cool, that's something I think is great, and it's just something I wanted to share in today's video, so you know, here's a great piece of Minecraft Marketplace content. I'll do a quick reminder at the end, just in case you somehow missed the first 40 seconds. Jesus man, like, it's been like only 12 minutes or 13 minutes now. You can't forget the first, you know, like 30 seconds. What's that all about? Like, you should get your memory chest. Maybe you should pay more attention to the video. Stop procrastinating, doing two things at once, and dedicate some more focus to the video. And second of all, I would say that, okay, what you should also do is check the Twitter if you want to win 5,000 MINECOINS. 5,000 MINECOINS is, I believe it's quite a bit at current market value. It's a pretty cool giveaway for Minecraft to be doing. Again, no strings attached by Minecraft. I don't have to say MINECOINS are great. I can say, you know, MINECOINS are a weird system, and they're not perfectly implemented. I can still say that, and that's one of the key parts of this agreement. It's just them being really nice to the community of people, or they're being nice to, I guess, most YouTubers, but, you know, I decided to take them up on it so I could be nice to the community of people that watch the videos. So thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you win 5,000 MINECOINS, and I guess, oh, by the way, let's go this way. And I guess I'll see you all next time. Look at the villagers and the big heads. It's funny. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.